the 9 pounds doesn't mean that much.
No, I don't know about his quickness, but the 9 pounds doesn't mean anything. This guy's been around the gym a long time, and his dad's family put him in the ring with any fighter. But if he can find some reason to just go into himself and rally, he can fight. Sometimes the weight advantage could be just that.
Here in the first minute of the fight, Mayweather establishes his superiority in hand speed. No surprise there. Blindingly fast combinations when he gets going. Castillo will hope to find a way to get inside and land something big. Probably an uppercut against Floyd.
There you have Floyd diving in with those leaping hooks. This is the way you hurt your hand. You got to stay right with the basics if you want to protect your hand. The crowd seemed to be equally divided, one on one side and the other.
And you hear a chanting of USA as American fans here take up the chant to support Mayweather against Mexican fans who were chanting for Castillo.
It was ever thus. My guys against your guys.
You see how Castillo likes to come down and then up with his hard punches.
One thing about all that, there's only 2 guys in the ring. The only one can win is one of them. Mayweather just can't seem to figure out. He's supposed to have a disadvantage, but he's having to be the aggressor. Does not like being the aggressor, Mayweather.
You wonder why he has taken this tack. Maybe he just wants to keep Castillo on his heels so that he just doesn't come at him in waves.
Castillo's not interested in being the aggressor at this point. Takes one step forward and stays right there.
Perhaps hoping to counter Mayweather with an uppercut as he comes in.
Exactly. Looking to counter himself.
But as you pointed out in the last fight, George, this idea of countering the counterpuncher can be a fool's paradise.
No, don't do that. You just jump on it.
Some blood coming out of Castillo's nose.
From a left hand by Mayweather. And another one by Floyd to punctuate the first round as we go to the corner of Jose Luis Castillo, where they speak Spanish.
There's something wrong with it. He seems to be rotating it, try to keep it loose.
Massage my left shoulder, he said. That's not a good sign.
Jose Luis Castillo threw only 27 punches in the first round and landed only 3. So even though Floyd Mayweather wasn't terribly active, throwing only 39 punches, he had the edge, and there he knocks Castillo down, but Vic Draculich rules it a slip because Mayweather's foot was on Castillo's foot.
I couldn't tell exactly what happened there. The appearance was that Castillo, in jumping back, tripped over his feet.
See whether Mayweather thinks he has Castillo hurt. And now a butt. And Floyd Mayweather catches it just above the left eye.
There may be blood.
He's looking for blood. There doesn't seem to be any quite yet.
Slight cut, it'll be all right. Ready?
Slight cut, it'll be all right, says Draculich. You heard it there.
Guess it's important that he said it was a cut and it was a butt. That's how you change things with a boxer. Get out there and do something that they haven't practiced doing.
You know, yesterday we spent 30 minutes with Floyd Mayweather, and he barely mentioned Jose Luis Castillo, preferring to spend most of the time talking about money, fame, promotion, exposure, and subjects like that. The last fighter who came into a fighter meeting and talked that way was Shane Mosley before his fight with Vernon Forrest in New York. And in the second round of that fight, Mosley was cut over the eye when he was butted by Forrest. So we have a couple of strange coincidences already, which may or may not mean anything.
Mayweather started switch hitting. He turned from southpaw, then again. When you start doing those things, you're setting yourself up for a butt.
wanted to catch Mayweather with something coming up from underneath. Just thought it might be an uppercut instead of a butt.
You get a guy complaining about a cut or a butt, that's when you're supposed to jump on him. You're not supposed to wait around and let him get himself together.
Castillo hasn't jumped on anybody yet.
He's allowed the guy to get himself together.
Perfect counter right hand by Mayweather as Castillo came in. Mayweather. Go ahead.
Still was able to go on top of Mayweather's jab this time. That's what you want to do. If a guy's jabbing, you throw the right hand right on top.
Castillo's aggression mounting just slightly in round 2, but 2 interesting incidents there. Castillo went down. It wasn't
that Castillo tripped over his own legs as he was moving away.
Mayweather's corner told him to keep that jab working. That's what you got to do. When you don't know what else to do, keep jabbing. And find yourself in the middle of the ring. Don't stay away from the ropes.
Mostly jabs landed so far. Only 14 power shots landed by the both fighters combined, or the 2 fighters combined in the first 2 rounds. And you heard Roger Mayweather say, keep him in front of a jab. Mayweather jabbing to the body now.
Which is brave considering he just got butted. In the jab, you got to put your head down, and that's when those guys can really get you.
Okay, keep it clean.
First 3-punch combination Castillo has attempted. Mayweather mostly 1 punch at a time so far.
Back to the body with the jab, which is good. This fight is going to go beyond 7 rounds. Those body punches are really going to count for something. Take the power away from your stronger opponent.
Yeah, but knowing Floyd, he's not really trying to punish the guy to the body, George. He's trying to set something else up.
No, but when you go to the body, whether you want to punish them or not, it affects it. It has great effect on it. That's why the corner will tell you to go to the body, jab him to the body.
I say break, listen.
Because the fighters don't like it.
Break.
Floyd Patterson, if he jabbed you to the body a couple of times, you can believe he was getting ready to throw that leaping left hook.
On the rare occasions when Roy Jones uses the jab, it's more often to the body than to the head. There's Mayweather upstairs with the jab. Pop, pop. Castillo trying to trap him.
Back to the stomach with that jab. That's an excellent idea. And this is when Mayweather's really fighting his fight. When he can go to the body and make you follow him around.
Castillo manages to dig a left hand to the body. And now pops a right hand upstairs as Mayweather is backed against the ropes. It's abundantly clear Castillo has no chance in the center of the ring. He's got to back Floyd up against the rope.
That's what he's got to do, and he's doing a good job of it. You just can't throw the punches hard when you have him against the rope. You're going to miss. You got to take the power off and get the accuracy in.
In this round, Castillo gathering effect in forcing Mayweather against the ropes. This Monday.
Going for Mayweather than he anticipated.
Well, he's in with a solid fighter, and you're just not going to be able to hit Castillo with just anything, and that's bothering him.
Well, they were under the impression that this was an easy target. His trainer, his uncle, said, look, if you throw a beer bottle into the ring, it's going to hit Castillo somehow. He's not that open.
Mayweather's doing the counter right hand, which is good. You make the guy stop and wonder before he throws his left jab.
Round 4 of a scheduled 12. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim. 2 rounds to 1. 29-28. Pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. Jim, in rounds 1 and 2, I thought Floyd easily outboxed him. Jose Luis Castillo didn't do enough. By the way, that knockdown in the second round, extremely questionable. I thought Floyd did throw a left hook, and this guy went down on the end of the hook. But what are you going to do? It's a judgment call by the referee, so it doesn't go as a 10-8 round. In the third round, Jose Luis Castillo did nail Floyd Mayweather when Floyd went up on the ropes. 2 rounds to 1, Mayweather.
The lightweight average for punch output would be around 60 punches a round. These guys are throwing between 30 and 40 punches per round. So they are picking their spots very sparingly so far. Now the action begins to heat up just a little bit in round 4.
Mayweather seeks to get close, get his right hand right above his chin, and his left hand close to his waist so he can do his thing. He's not been able to do that yet. That's what he's trying to do. Get a little close. Make his opponent stop throwing shots.
Keep that head up. Watch pushing down.
Those left jabs to the body early was working good for Mayweather. Now he's stopped.
Yeah, I know. Stop! Stop! I'm not going to tell you again. When I say stop punching, okay? Keep that head up.
Mayweather's going southpaw again.
You know, Castillo's trying to make a brawl out of it, which is what he is supposed to do.
Mayweather shooting a right uppercut as Castillo stepped by.
And that's when you've got a butt already. You don't want to turn southpaw too much. Cut by a butt.
Trulich telling Castillo not to hold. He's already warned him about punching after the break.
Good uppercut.
And in terms of style, a good round for Jose Luis Castillo. As more and more, he lures Mayweather into something messier and more ragged than a boxing match.
By inflicting enough damage in the next few rounds so that he can do more damage in the later rounds of the fight. He's not scoring enough himself.
And that's the point when you get rough and get all entangled like that, you don't get any points in. You got to make certain that you've gotten points in, then you start.
I can't imagine he thinks he's going to win a decision from Floyd Mayweather. I think he's looking for something else.
Mayweather's getting sharper and sharper and closer with that right hand. The only hope with a master boxer is that he gets tired.
Here's a ripping left out of that southpaw stance by Floyd. Now he turns back around to the conventional stance. Castillo reaching with a looping left hook.
If you can't get them tired, you got a rough night ahead of you. And the way to do that is keep a body punch on them at all times. Jab into the body, slap into the body.
Almost impossible for Castillo to land 2 or 3 punches in a row. Mayweather's so quick and elusive. Doesn't mean that Castillo shouldn't try to throw 2 or 3 or 4 punches in a row.
You just got to do it, because if you can throw 1 shot, you can throw 2 if you're just not leaning, lunging forward. Get him against the ropes and go for it.
Mayweather popping Castillo with a little uppercut to make space and get away. Castillo more and more just wading in, getting close at any cost so that he can try to bully Floyd.
Vernon Forrest said after his great victory over Shane Mosley that the way to beat speed is with a jab, and Castillo does not have a jab that is very effective.
What Forrest did to Mosley, when Vernon talks, we listen. That was quite a show. Right hand to the body by Castillo.
You see, the body, he moves all he wants, but the body is going to stay right in front of him. Just throw for the body. That's what Castillo should be doing. Throw to the body.
Like all of Mayweather's opponents, Castillo said, I'm going to pressure it. Few have succeeded to the degree to which Castillo has succeeded so far. Doesn't necessarily mean he's winning the fight.
Mayweather's smiling. That means something went wrong.
And Mayweather giving dap to Castillo via the glove to try to let him know that he thinks it's him.
Switching to southpaw, you're beating him with conventional style.
First CompuBox number to really stick out so far. Power shots in round 5. Castillo 15 out of 30. Mayweather 7 out of 13. And you see that Harold Lederman gave the last round to Castillo. Fight getting closer now as we reach the 6th out of 12. Here comes that USA chant again. Floyd must feel like he's back at the Olympics.
That has a lot of effect on the crowd, on the opponents too, because Castillo was expecting a big turnout for himself, but there's a good crowd out there cheering for Mayweather. His corner told him to keep the left jab going, burst him up. Keep the left jab on him. He's doing a good job of it now.